Good morning, Singapore. Yesterday, Chun gave an interview to the mainstream media and said that the government took seriously the falsehoods that were being propagated online about CECA, this agreement that India and Singapore signed in 2005. Now, I take that as a threat by him to take action against what he deems to be alleged falsehoods. So what? He's going to use POFMAR again? Mr. Chan, let me advise you. Instead of these ridiculous statements, come out openly and debunk what you consider to be false statements about CECA, false facts about CECA. You will have a chance very soon. The general elections are around the corner. And you and Mr. Heng Swee Keat, who was one of the chief architects of the CECA agreement, can take part in the debate, and you can demolish all the opposition leaders on CECA in the white heat of debate. But let me tell you something about CECA. You know, Channel News Asia made the statement that one of the falsehoods propagated was that Singaporean PMETs were losing jobs to Indians. That is such an insult. Such an insult to the many thousands of Singaporeans who actually have lost jobs to Indian nationals. I have met so many. I have met many young Singaporeans in the IT line who lost their jobs to foreigners, to Indians. You need only to go down to Changi Business Park or to the Marina Bay Financial Center to see how overwhelming Indians are in our IT and in our finance sector. And you know, Chan Chun Sing says Indians are not being given privileged access into Singapore under CECA. That is an absolute false statement. And why do I say that is a false statement? You only have to look at Article 9 of the CECA agreement to see what I mean. And I'm going to read to you Article 9.3, Para 3 of CECA, which says neither party, that means neither India nor Singapore, shall require labor market testing, economic needs testing, or other procedures of similar effects as a condition for temporary entry in respect of natural persons upon whom the benefits of this chapter are conferred. And we all know, ladies and gentlemen, that under CECA, there is free movement of labor in 127 professions. Those professions include medicine, nursing, accounting. You know, when I was doing my A-levels, I was in a class preparing students to do medicine. And in those days, Indian medical degrees were not recognized. But today, they are recognized. And do you know one other thing? ASEAN now wants to sign what is known as a Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement with 6 other nations. They include India, China, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and South Korea. RCEP was conceived in 2012. Till today, it has not been signed. And you know what is one of the biggest sticking points? India's demand that there be free movement of professionals, especially in the IT sector. And China and Australia and New Zealand have said no. These countries are not so stupid as to allow the interests of their own workers and nationals to be prejudiced. Chan Chun Sing goes on to say, well, you know, under CECA, our companies such as BreadTalk and one other company, I can't remember now, have made huge progress in India. Yes, let me ask him, how much of that economic benefit has trickled down to that common Singaporean, to that average Singaporean? So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to keep asking serious questions about CECA. And we need to, because we cannot continue to have a policy, a labor policy, or we cannot continue to have immigration policies that make it easier for that foreigner to get a job than the Singaporean. Charity begins at home, and it is time that we start looking after the interests of our own Singapore workers. People's Voice has come to Kreta Ayer today, right in the heart of Chinatown, in Jalan Besar GRC, bringing our Bread for All program to this community. This may be a humble loaf of bread, but it is a good quality of freshly baked bread that satisfies the needs of many Singaporeans. People's Voice will never allow that Singaporeans' bread to be stolen. And I ask the many thousands of Singaporeans out there who are passionate about the interests of our country, come and join us, because we believe in putting people first. We believe in making Singapore our home again, and we need to regain our country, our dignity, our future. Thank you.